Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show.
And let's see if I can get this without tripping. I'm just kidding.
It's all right.
Set yourself up for failure. Yeah, I did. I already tripped. If you want to see this uncut, you can watch it on Patreon or here on YouTube if you become a member. The Patreon link's in the description. You just have to have your own copy of the episode. We'll give you a countdown. You can follow along with us.
And y'all, please don't forget to hit that like button. And also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified for when we have a new upload.
Bang.
Abe,
He's gonna sneeze.
you're gonna burp?
No, yeah, I was burping a little bit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna sneeze.
No, I kept it under control, but you guys had to call me out on it. So.
Abe, Charlie,
The caterpillar
how y'all
living
doing?
on your lips gonna make you sneeze, bro.
How does that work? You want to explain to me the
furry.
science behind that?
It's furry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
We're chilling.
I'm fine. I'm just tired.
It's a long weekend.
I see. This is the thing. It's not a long weekend for me, so I'm sitting here like, damn.
You don't get Monday off?
No, I
Rip.
did not get Monday off.
Unfortunate.
I will be working.
Well.
Unless I decide to take it off, just like right now. Like, oop, I'm off.
You should show your job the Christopher Columbus episode of Sopranos.
You're right.
Maybe that'll convince them.
Yes, that exactly will convince them for sure.
Before we get into this episode, can you please read the comments from our previous Tony Tuesday?
Yes, I can. The first one comes from Paul Evans, and it says, quotes, "That's Felicia in there." Vito's head pops up. Surprised face. LMAO loves seeing people's reaction to that scene. Yeah, dude, I was like, I would have put $1 billion on like Felicia head popping up out of there.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%. So everybody was caught off guard. All right, this one comes from Delusional Westbrook fan. What a name. I'm newer to this channel, but I've been watching a lot of y'all's Sopranos reactions and think this is my favorite channel for it. But seeing Charlie burst out laughing like that felt unexpected and too funny. I was excited to watch you guys react to this episode. Well, thank you for joining the journey, watching us. We're here weekly. Sorry if weekly's not quick enough for you. We have a lot of comments about that.
Yeah.
But appreciate you tuning in and watching. And yeah, Charlie has his moments, man. Pick out the stuff. Charlie will say some stuff and then he'll burst out laughing at like the perfect moments. Especially in that episode. I think it was literally couldn't ask for a better reaction. And the last one comes from Pillar of Wamu, and it says, Meadow's little monologue about the old world conflict resolution just cements her as a fake liberal like Janice, who uses their virtue signaling to excuse shitty behavior and protect themselves and family. Also, keep perspective, she's a spoiled early 20-year-old. It's perfectly infuriating dialogue. All of her dialogue in this episode is peak. It's very interesting because I you know what I found? I didn't see it that way, but you know what I did see it as? Is like when Tony justifies things, it felt exactly like that. Like, oh, we believe in the nuclear family. Like, we believe in this. And it's like, it almost felt like Meadow was doing the same thing, but without all of the context. So that's how I looked at it. But it's really interesting to see Meadow like shield her family's image from certain things, especially in that episode.
Especially you're saying Vito is a family man. What are you talking about?
He's
And he was like, I literally saw this. Like, I saw it.
Man, practically gave me a kiss on the cheek. Like, come on.
But with that being said, y'all, Charlie, season 5, episode 10, Cold Cuts.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't show. The Vespa scooters.
Fucking Vespas never got in my hands.
This is Port Newark. Where the fuck were you longshoremen?
Tighten security at the ports. Al-Qaeda.
Go on, Johnny.
They're pushing Vespas now?
Yeah.
Nice job, my boy.
Pocketed all the Vespas.
Go. If it didn't happen, how come nobody called?
A lot of things didn't happen. It seemed like they happened. Your cousin didn't whack Joey. The Vespas never got into my hands.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, yikes.
Still doesn't trust him.
She's got to be at least 11.
She's gotta be. I am 12.
Why did I think that was Matthew Perry for a second?
It's number 7 and out of bounds.
Oh,
I
almost
could see it,
kind of looked
yeah.
like it, for a second.
It's not him, but it looks like him at quick glance.
Could be a cousin.
Jeez.
That was all ball. Shut up, Janice.
Yeah.
She was going for the ball. She was not. Score!
Uh-oh.
Come on! Your kid is out of control. She's been tripping and pushing all summer.
Oh, shut up and get out of here.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What are you, crazy?
Parents at these games, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
Please, come on.
The guy with the camcorder.
They got it all on video.
Now, how kids kick my kick it off?
Facts, bro.
Janice is a menace.
The Vespa scooters came in, but there was no opportunity to grab them because of increased security at the ports.
The young crowd is crazy for these scooters. He owes me half that fucking load.
You're not buying it. I don't know what to think.
It's a big part of my livelihood, that port.
I will say, take timing, T. You and John had that little chat at the funeral. Whatever that was, suddenly no Vespas.
Take one of Carlos' guys, start hanging around down Port Newark. Find out what the is going on.
I thought you should know your sister Janice got arrested.
What?
In Essex County this afternoon, an incident of
Oh, no way, bro.
led to the arrest of a Verona woman with ties to the mafia.
Oh.
Jeez.
Well, it started here at Summit Avenue Park during a 9 and 10-year-old.
Soccer mom protection program.
They really have it framing. Look at this framing. Crazy.
I just feel so bad for the kids.
Parents taping the match captured.
His face.
My kid, my kid!
Charges
Not even
are
your
still
kid.
pending, but
Oh my God. She was resisting arrest. Oh boy.
Janice, open the door!
It can be Bobby.
Levish.
It wasn't my fault.
My name is all over the fucking TV because of your bullshit.
I am suing the township for wrongful arrest.
No, you're not.
And the why is so?
Yeah.
No, you're not. What you're gonna do is you're gonna call Neil Mink. You're gonna play it down. You're gonna pay the fine and not turn us into one of your fucking co-celebras.
Anybody's side but mine. That bitch is lucky I didn't kill her.
Well, we know that.
What?
Oh, yikes.
Yo.
Yikes.
This is the end of it.
Get out!
Oh, shut up, bro.
She needs to have the last word.
Always.
Uh-oh. Bobby gonna stand up for his woman?
She called Sophia her daughter.
I don't give a
Poor Bobby.
All right, I do give a How many times I gotta tell you? Get control of your wife.
I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to see any of my friends again.
When you're a parent, you'll see. You'll defend your children like a lion with her cubs.
You're not my parent.
What did you say? I'm here, and I try to care very much. Now get to sleep.
You're gonna punch me?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Also notice her language there. I try to care very much.
Yeah.
That is so narcissistic.
Right.
And the delivery, the tone.
Yeah.
It's very self-centered.
Janice, I think you need professional help.
I'll be having an extra session with Sandy, believe me.
Sandy, what does she do? She tells her you were picked on by your father and asks you to read her screenplays. I think there's anger specialists.
And I think you should see a weight loss specialist.
Oh my goodness.
I heard you with Sophia. Yous were getting along so much better. She says one little thing and you get nasty.
I'm so sore.
This is not an isolated incident. They won't let you shop up at the corner anymore.
Those coffee beans were burnt, Bobby. You tasted them.
Janice, I like a Spitfire type. But we can't live like this, me and the kids. This was a nice house. Peaceful, I don't know. There wasn't all this yelling, and tension.
How could you understand? Your dad was a sweetheart, even when he had emphysema. My house, it was dog eat dog.
Well, be that as it may, the past and all, if you don't go to these anger classes they have or whatever, this with us ain't gonna work out.
That's right, Bobby. Stand your ground.
Yeah.
And I feel like he did it in the most loving way possible, too. It's not like he's just
No, yeah. I mean,
throwing stuff in her face.
he's very careful about
Yeah.
how he talks to her.
What do you think he clears here?
He's still so mad about this.
You gotta figure he's grabbing anywhere from 2,500 to 5 G's a night for himself. It used to be you, didn't it? Teacher's pet.
Stop making meatballs.
I'm just saying. Now you know what I went through.
So now they're gonna be buddy-buddy with each other?
Guess who called me this morning? Our friend with the orchard. Sold the place. Moving to Florida.
He should. He's getting on in years.
Who's the friend with the orchard?
You still got your canned peaches up there. I just had the car serviced. Watch what you say.
I gotta move that shit again.
The developer's going up there. Now, obviously, it would be good for you or our friend if somebody opened the canned fruit. So you and your cousin here, you're gonna go up there and take care of it.
Is Ralphie the body and everything? Is that what they're referencing?
I'm not sure. They're being discreet because he's afraid that the car got wired or something.
What are you, picking out wedding cakes?
Yeah.
Hope you have better luck than I did.
I think your luck's been fucking great. Listen to you cursing it out.
Well, you got something you want to say? All right.
So call me. Us boys each got sent up their summers when we hit up 12 or 13. He'd school us. Where's my Barney's underpants with the ventilated cotton?
The ventilated cotton.
Tell you one thing, I need fucking Tony B up there like I need a third nut.
All this resentment. He is your cousin.
Should have seen him when I was little. Him and Tony both. They broke my balls, teased me. One time, I was spending the summer up at Uncle Pat's farm just like they used to. They said I had to be initiated into a special club by being tied to a tree alone in the orchard for an hour.
That's mean.
I was on that tree till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Oh, that's awful. But they've been up. I'm pretty sure this is where they buried Ralphie. right?
No, they dumped him in the water.
No, they buried him, remember? Did they not bury him? Am I crazy?
They bagged his body and dumped him in the water, and then they buried like his head or something. Remember, they tied a bunch of chains to the thing and then dropped it into the water.
Okay. Yeah, what did they bury then? Because they definitely buried something.
They buried like different parts. They scattered the body around.
Okay.
I know we kind of touched on it a couple of times, but you're so unhappy. What if we left here, went far away, and you went into something else?
Like what?
I don't know, like pick up your writing, maybe?
I'll get back to the writing someday. As far as male modeling, I'd probably be a success, but I wouldn't want to be around those fucking people.
I'd probably be so good at that shit.
I'm a soldier, Adrian. When are you going to understand that?
I don't like this episode already. Not that saying that it's bad, but
You're getting uneasy.
Yeah, something's going to happen to Christopher, in my opinion.
Carmela,
Oh.
there's no water in the pool.
Yeah, I had it drained. The electricity costs a fortune. I can't afford that. You're the only one who uses it.
This man.
You polluted all the decent lawyers in New Jersey so they can't represent me? You couldn't even play fair.
I'm not the one that wanted it.
Okay, so let's just pretend that you weren't begging for it in a million different ways, okay? Because I am worn out here.
You got to go join a YMCA or something, bro. He's like a kid, bro.
He's literally like a little kid.
My partner parked me in again. I couldn't find the keys.
Describe the feelings.
I think...
My stepkids do that all the time.
Oh,
They leave their bikes in the middle of the garage, and if I want to pull in, I got to get out and move the bikes with a car full of groceries.
Doris Kitchen, keep Billy's bike out of the driveway.
Who's Doris?
It was a famous commercial from the 60s. Buffering.
What the hell's going on, bro?
There are always going to be things out there that are irritating and annoying and out of our control. What we can control is our response to those triggers.
So people just get a free pass, the whole world.
I told you about my supervisor, checking my work and nobody else's. I wonder why.
Because you're a minority?
Exactly. That's why I'm in here.
Uh-huh. I come from a biased family, but I was different. I put all my faith and my hopes into the civil rights movement. I left home and I marched. And for what? So they could ride around in their SUVs blasting that rap shit? And you can't say anything because they might have guns?
Wait a
What what? She went left so quick.
Priceless.
UPS guy's loving this.
You're angry. What are your actual physical feelings right now?
I'd like to punch in the face.
Your hands are clenched. Did you realize that?
You're provoking me to make a point, and maybe that's your job, but I don't like it.
Look at you. You're not even listening.
Hello, he's talking to me.
No. You and me, we do most of the talking in here. The man is trying to say that those people outside, they do the thing, but we're the ones that get all upset and start carrying on. That's all he's saying.
Did you just have an epiphany? I hope so.
You got charged with aggravated assault and resisting arrest.
Excellent. Let's talk about that.
Why?
Depression is rage turned inward.
Whoa.
Tell me about the soprano temper.
Well, the thing is, it's bad for business. Clouds your judgment. John, he always had a terrible temper.
John.
Gotti. And in the end, I think it hurt him.
The fact that he just casually dropped John. Gotti.
You know what they say? Revenge is like serving cold cuts.
I think it's revenge is a dish best served cold.
What I say?
Where does it come from, this insatiable anger you and your sister share?
I was wondering how long it was going to take for her to come up.
Your mother?
Or
what about your father? You never saw her chop off someone's finger.
Told you about that, didn't I?
Okay, let's stick to the subject.
Which is what?
Your own intolerance for frustration.
Thank you for holding. Your call's important to us. If it's so fucking important, you answer the fucking phone. It's just a level of bullshit.
I agree with the phone thing.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a time of technological and spiritual crisis, but you feel you're above all of it, certainly above any inconvenience or annoyance. And if things don't go your way, instead of being merely disappointed or inconvenienced,
Freak out.
you blow.
My sister's taking anger management classes.
Is this something you'd consider?
No. I'll admit it's not good for me. All this fucking agitation wears me out. Get exhausted all the time.
Where did we start off?
We know where Chrissy buried the guy. But with Uncle Johnny's, you gotta help us out.
I'm not exactly sure, but there was two of them. The Johnson brothers.
You don't remember where?
It was a long time ago.
You can't excavate the whole fucking place.
That's crazy.
Why are they trying to dig up there?
Because they're selling the property.
Oh.
They got to find the bodies before somebody else does.
His last blood test, he was 65% Zapolar. When he first heard the term pie in the sky, he volunteered for the 82nd Airborne.
I learned in recovery that he's just tamping down his feelings, T, by eating.
It's a shame, you know, because he used to be the funnest guy in the world.
When was that?
Got the world by the balls, and he acts like everything's a big fucking imposition.
Being at the top, he's isolated himself.
Found him.
Who is this guy, anyway?
My first Czechoslovakian guy.
Oh.
This is the second time I'm moving him.
Second time he's moving him.
Jeez.
That's crazy. It's like you got to keep following around the guy that you killed. What the hell?
Guys, wait.
Oh, they're at the ports.
The night of the 12th, there was a ship from Italy with these containers of Vespa motor scooters.
I don't know anything about any fucking Vespers.
We know they got here. What happened to them?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Who picked up a motherfucking cock-sucking Vespers? 2 seconds. This is going up your ass.
There was the guys from New York. Philly and town now.
Oh, there you go. So Johnny Sack knows exactly what happened to the Vespas.
Thanks for doing this. You didn't have to.
Dad, you're my little cousin. I think I could imagine what you may be hearing about me and what happened in New York. All I can say is there's no truth to it.
I didn't think nothing.
As far as Tony putting me in at the casino, I knew people were going to resent that. But I went away for a long time, stood up for this family. And you, or anybody, can think what they like, but I feel I had a little coming to me.
Hey, absolutely. I was telling Benny that the other day.
Yeah. Telling them exactly that. Mm-hmm.
Bro, he would make such a good boss, Tony B. He knows people, I feel like. Like, it's a lot less transactional for him. Like, he knows how to get to Christopher without having to give him something. Well, with Tony, it feels like he's keeping people on his good side by giving them something.
And also intimidation.
Yeah.
In 10 years, we're selling the ocean. You got to go excavate the body.
We saw the guy down the pier. John has the Vespers.
Oh, a shipment of cheese coming in next month. The imported provolone. I guess we can kiss that goodbye too now, right?
Dang, cheese, man.
Motherfucker.
Yo.
I remember the anger management classes Dr. Melfi suggested. Might be a good idea.
Maybe it's time. Oh my God.
Oh, this guy.
Wegler.
Carmela. Hi. What are you doing here?
My son is a senior here now, isn't he? We were electing party chairs for a senior night.
Oh, right. So, how are you?
Fine.
Because you were pretty upset when you left. I wanted to call. I began to really rue what happened. And I was probably a
I'm
little
going
over the
back with
top.
my husband.
That's one way to get rid of him.
All the best.
Oh, that was an interesting slow-mo freeze.
Someone had commented that there was a very interesting transition, and that was not David Chase did not plan that way, but some editor screwed it.
That was really weird.
Yeah, it was like they ask about it all the time. Apparently, I read that comment. I've had iMovie transitions that are better than that, bro.
I know where they are. Over by the fence in the northwest corner. Because that night, I noticed one of my pickers had stuck a Swiss Colony bottle upside down on one of the fence posts. And I was plenty goddamn mad they were drinking on the job, I'll tell you.
Email from 3 weeks ago. The girl didn't even show up today.
Why don't you go to service and get somebody new?
Bro, I don't think we've ever seen the girl that he keeps talking about. That's supposed to be running all his errands and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never seen her, I don't think.
You have every right to be mad at me. And I apologize. I know it's bad for the family. For business. But I'm working on it.
How's that going?
Anger management? Best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
It's such a relief to let go of all
So-
that shit.
Bro, I feel like this happens every season.
Literally. She has a come to Jesus moment every season.
Learning to recognize your feelings of anger and that they're just feelings. You don't have to act on them.
That's just what people want so they can walk all over you.
A lot of anger is self-importance.
Self-importance.
Problems with authority. I was making everybody in my life miserable. I'm yelling and screaming or pouting and feeling victimized. But I feel so much better now about everything.
Magically fixed.
Sadness is beginning to lift.
How many sessions did she go to? Like
Honeymoon phase right now.
She did say something important, the big sadness. Remember Melfi was talking about depression?
Yeah.
Sounds like it resonated with him, but I don't know. I don't think he's convinced. It's Janice.
Ice skates.
Okay. So random.
This is the life, huh?
I'm with you.
Yeah, we were just saying that.
So my question is, why are they only doing it at night? It's not like they're out in the open. They're in like this remote.
Yeah, but I guess less chance of anybody coming out and
I guess with all this.
No, sure.
Nothingness.
Yeah.
Like just land.
Better safe than sorry, I guess. Well, did they get him? Looks like it.
Yeah.
Just do a job well done. How's that look?
Salud.
That seems good. Huh? Louis seems fat.
This guy. Oh boy. They're laughing like it's an inside joke.
But Louise's last blood test, she was 65% Zeppelin.
That's a good one.
I knew a guy. when he was going to eat Philly cheesesteak, the mayor of Philly would have to call out the National Guard.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't even make sense.
He's drunk.
Him? No way. It's in recovery.
Well, if you recover your fucking balls, give us a call. We might like to hang out.
No, seriously, it's not funny. He's a 12-stepper.
Maybe he can take another couple of steps out the fucking door so we could have some fun.
Oh.
See, he can dish, but he can't take.
Yeah.
Sobriety's hard enough work without having to get mocked for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why don't you have a fucking drink, will you? Because you're driving everybody crazy with this shit. The fucking higher power yammering and the sweets and the key lime pie and the... What a fucking bullshit. Will you do me a favor?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was being a jerk off like that.
No.
No,
Look,
no,
it's just, you know, come on. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
Kind of steep, though.
Oh, come on, you told me you didn't pay for it. You gave the guy a hum job.
For the Humvee.
Maybe he'd like to hum me.
Oh, a friend of Bill over here?
Fucking wits over here.
That's not a bill, that's a beak.
On the way home, we can drop him off at Beak's Kill.
Well, the beaks could kill. That one certainly would.
I feel like these are so old-time jokes.
Literally. He's such a little kid, dude. Yeah, you see the lack of maturity from Christopher. It's like so apparent.
6 million containers enter U.S. ports every year, yet fewer than 2% of them are opened and inspected by U.S. Customs. But what keeps officials from sleeping at night, they say, is that terrorists could use shipping containers to smuggle in a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh, my God.
It is within the capabilities of Islamic fundamentalists to track a container with a global positioning system and detonate a nuclear or biological weapon hidden inside.
It's crazy because it's like the port strikes that were happening just recently, too. It's a thing that goes overlooked, but everything runs off of it.
I mean, I knew it was bad, but you realize there's like 7 million containers? The news team put some radioactive shit in one of them. Wasn't even detected.
Speaking of scary shit, was that you in the bathroom this morning?
Oh, yeah. Thought they already dropped the biological weapon. I gotta go.
He looks like he could relapse at any moment.
Damn.
Jeez.
Wow.
What a cut.
Again.
Add it to the count. Add it to the tallies.
The Reddit thread.
Vito, you at the right club, bro? Oh. Yeah, it really seems like business is booming.
It's probably like a random weekday night.
Yeah, bro, but I don't know.
They caught one of these Al-Qaeda cocksuckers in one of these containers trying to sneak in here.
Thank God they caught him.
He's lying.
They got a nuclear bomb in a container and we're fucking dead.
That's why you gotta live for today.
He's gonna beat the shit out of this guy. He loves beating the hell out of him.
Talking about annihilation, you stupid Your kids, my kids. Burn it into cinders.
I can't even think about it.
Called it. God, bro, he always abuses this guy for nothing. All right, beating him with the cash register.
That's ridiculous.
Take it easy.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, all 2 people that are here.
It's all good, guys. His face is messed up, but it's fine.
How is this guy still working there? Like, why does he keep coming back to this job?
They might kill him if he doesn't.
I just come from the hospital. You said you wanted to know.
Oh, how's he doing? Hey.
Sorry.
Who's that?
Doctor has a peel at 1. Hi.
How you doing, man?
A nurse?
It's not Valentina.
She said doctor, so.
Yeah, she might be a nurse.
Yeah.
At the dermatology nurse?
Yeah.
Nice looking.
Well, they get all the best skin treatments, half price.
He's big, strapping, he'll be all right. But he's got some hearing loss, one ear. Looks like it could be permanent. The poor knows he should keep his mouth shut.
He didn't even say nothing bad.
Go over there. You make sure he gets the best.
He's not going to make sure. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know, right? Paulie, you trusting the wrong guy.
No, I don't.
He pocket that.
He's quitting the Bing. And he told Silly, goes, and I'd appreciate it if Tony don't come visit me. He don't want to see you. I told him, watch his mouth. These things happen, T. That's why I don't like to talk politics.
Now, after you got beat with the cash register, you quit the Bing, but not.
Yeah, it might be
after
good.
all the other times.
So,
Hawaiian punch.
for dinner? Half? Thank you.
Mahatma Gandhi over here.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
I thought I heard your voice.
Hello?
Good game on later.
Yeah?
I think we're on the do not call list. Oh, no, we're happy with our service.
Those telemarketers, just hang up. Hang up.
We're just sitting down to dinner. Okay, please don't call again.
Fishy. He's going to call back.
Wonder where Harpo's eating his Sunday dinner.
Harpo.
Oh, that's her son, right?
Just wondering what Harpo's up to.
Who's Harpo?
It's Hal, Janice's son.
You have a son?
You didn't tell us that.
He's trying to piss her off.
Oh, boy.
You know that song, Harpo's Song by Phoebe Snow? Well, that's the song you named Harpo after, right? He's half French-Canadian, Harpo.
All right, Tony. Make fun of a boy because of his name.
I wonder what's French-Canadian for. I grew up without a mother.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Sacre bleu, where is me mama?
What the
What's going on with him? Yeah, you're right.
I don't got it right there.
asshole.
As the show progresses, David Chase does a really good job at just showing up an asshole Tony is.
It's like
more and more and
his
more.
humanity is just like going away. Like very much less empathetic.
They really put the anti and the anti-hero thing.
It's like the more we progress with Tony, the more we just can't redeem him.
Yeah. And like, what the hell provoked that out of him?
Yeah.
Her answering a telemarketer and being nice to them?
It wasn't a telemarketer.
Well, what we know is she says it's a telemarketer.
No. Yeah, but I know exactly what provoked him.
When you serve the dish cold, that's what happens, bro.
Facts. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. No, it was just it was Melfi's reference of Tony, how he
messed up that
messed
saying.
up the saying. Yeah, so it's just. But Abe, I want to get your perspective on what you thought that telephone call from Janice was, and why you think that may have triggered something from Tony, and for him getting mad, and what it all went to.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing is, I don't think it was a telemarketer. Like by the way that Janice was, talking on the phone and didn't just like hang it up. Like clearly there was somebody on the other end that she didn't want them to know about. Could it have been her son? That's what I'm thinking. Like Tony's head went to.
Just had that thought too.
I think that's probably part of it because obviously she didn't tell the kids and doesn't want that life bleeding into this life. So that's one thing. But the whole reason I think he was instigating her is because of her basically coming to him being like, I fixed all my anger issues. Like I'm going to anger management now and it's changed my whole life. Like I got rid of all my sadness and blah, blah, blah. And then he's seeing her in person now. Like she basically tells Soph not to grab the Hawaiian punch, whatever, in a really nice way. And he's like, oh, Mahatma Gandhi. And in his mind, after just doing something terrible and not being able to control his own anger, he's like, I know that if I push your buttons just enough, like you'll be able to do the same thing. And I think it's almost like he is trying to bring her back down to his level because he knows that she's no better than him.
Yeah.
I think that's the way that I witnessed that scene. And I think that it almost was a way for him to justify not working on himself because she's just as bad or others are just as bad.
Yeah, it's a really good.
That's a really good perspective.
I agree. I agree 100%. And it's like he was putting it to the test as well. Like, is anger management actually helping, or are you bullshitting?
Exactly. Exactly. Like even some of the, he likes to think that therapy is bullshit, or he keeps accusing Melfi of therapy being bullshit.
Yeah.
And his whole thing, right? Like he's seeing Janice act different. And he's like, I need to somehow prove that this is actually bullshit. And it's like. Yeah. It's like anything that's psychological. Like it requires constant work. It's never just going to be like, oh, you go to one session and suddenly you're cured. There probably is a good chance that some of the stuff that Janice was learning was actually benefiting her. But just because Tony was able to get a rise out of her doesn't mean that it's not helpful. But that's the way that he thinks. It's like it either cures you or it doesn't. And it's the same way that he thinks about therapy. Like you were supposed to cure me. You were supposed to cure me. But somehow it keeps going back. So it's super interesting.
Yeah. We saw how I think this episode just presented a lot of personal issues that many characters are going through. Like you had Tony, his anger issues, Janice with her anger issues, but also Christopher and what he went through and them joking about it. And I'm wondering, what did you guys think about that final shot that we got of Christopher, of him in the car, crying? Yeah. What stood out to you about everything that occurred in this episode, specifically with Christopher? Starting with Charlie.
Well, I'm kind of seeing it as we already know that he's jealous of Tony B now being like the preferred cousin, and them just like shooting the shit and like trading off jokes.
Yeah.
Ones that don't even really make sense to us, probably, let alone Christopher, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like very old generation jokes. It seems like there's maybe jealousy there, and also he knows that he's never gonna be Tony's top choice again, is my guess. And like, I guess that was probably giving him purpose and a meaning for now, especially after coming out of rehab and all that stuff. It was the one thing going for him, and he saw that he was gonna make his way up to the top and be Tony's successor. But let's be real, I think he also knows that Tony B would be a better choice to be Tony's successor.
Yeah, possibly.
Because Tony B is very level-headed. He's very intelligent. high IQ shit that Tony was talking about in the previous episode. So yeah, I feel as though maybe that's what's going through Christopher's mind is, damn, I'm no longer the favorite. I'm losing out on this position. And it was like the one thing that was giving him any sort of purpose or meaning, or the one thing that he was working towards in life right now.
Yeah.
So
I think the other thing for me that really brought out the emotion in him is the way that they were joking about his sobriety.
Yeah.
Because it's been really hard for him, right? Like we've seen him relapse with the alcohol and what ended up happening with the whole Adriana and Tony thing. And Tony, ever since kind of trying to bring Christopher into the fold and like keep him close, try to show him this path of him basically being his number two and eventually taking over. I think part of what Tony has been trying to show Christopher, or what Christopher has sensed, is like he cares about me. Like he cares about my well-being and how I'm set up for success and all this stuff. That's why he told me about the guy who killed my dad and all this stuff. He's trying to take care of me. But then the way that I saw it was at dinner, joking at his expense. Not just joking at his expense, but joking about like the sobriety thing, which clearly was a really big issue. And I think in the moment, he kind of realized, like, you know, he kind of quit back and he was like, yeah, this is like important to me, whatever. But like later in the car, I almost felt like he was thinking about like, wow, I don't think he does care about me in that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling that I got. Is like, it was just this like desolate sadness and almost reflecting like, is this really for me? If you remember, like at the beginning of the episode, Adriana's trying to tell him and convince him like, hey, we could go somewhere far. And he's like, I'm a soldier. Like, you're going to have to get that. And later he's like reflecting and he's like, for what cause maybe am I being a soldier? Like, is this really worth it? I think that was a little bit of what was going through his mind of, does Tony really care about me? Do these people really care about me? Or am I wasting my time just being a joke to these people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad it didn't go the way that I thought, because like that
I don't know where you got that.
That whole conversation just felt like him telling her like his purpose, his meaning, whatever, and like it almost felt like a
foreshadowing,
like goodbye-ish. Like this is the last conversation we're gonna have, because it was so deep compared to the conversations they've been having lately, and that's why for me it kind of felt like, oh damn, some shit's gonna happen to Christopher at this little thing here. Something did happen, but not to the level that I was expecting.
No, but I think it like the point of that was not to foreshadow his death, but more to foreshadow, you know, his the emotional toll that like the roller coaster of being in the mob is taking on him.
Yeah.
And like how angry he is maybe at the world and at Tony and others, the people that are supposed to be closest to him seemingly don't even care. And I think that's part of what you know, he was reflecting on.
But just being in the mob in general and like his history with things that have happened recently, we almost saw him get, you know, killed by Tony. So I feel like one more like misstep that he does, Tony will take him out.
Yeah, it's possible.
He has to be very careful, and I think that's where my head was at. I was like, damn, something terrible is going to happen. But thankfully not.
No, I could not imagine a world where they're whacking Christopher, especially because they had that moment to be able to do that, and they chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he had done something else that we didn't see, that we saw that happened off screen or whatever, then I don't think that they would have had a reason. But clearly there's more tension there than has been shown to be resolved, right? Like we kind of thought it was all kind of done after the incident with Adriana and all that stuff, but
no, there's
clearly
still
there's
something
some internal
there.
tension,
right?
And the thing too is, Tony B is the reason why Christopher didn't get killed that night.
Yeah,
and
he's protecting him,
and so like we saw a moment where they like bonded and got close, but it doesn't really seem like Christopher holds Tony B to that, like,
no, he doesn't.
Saved my life kind of thing. So which is interesting.
You're so right, and I think the thing is he doesn't want gratification or like attention from Tony B. He wants it from Tony Soprano. Like he wants to be that guy in Tony Soprano's mind, and when he sees Tony B joking with him and, you know, being buddy in a way that he isn't, he realizes that there's a level of respect that he doesn't have.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that Christopher is craving. But there's also a level of immaturity that comes with Christopher, because I don't know how he could go through that whole experience with Tony B and everything, and then even having like the jokes made fun of, like that's just normal. And think that like Tony B is out to get him or anything like that. Like I think that there's just a level of immaturity. And also like Tony B was like, oh, I can see why you guys would be upset about the casino. He's like, nah, there was another guy that was talking about it. I told him like, shit. I was like, oh my God, so classic. Like they can't even actually admit what's going on. So I thought that was a super clear display of Christopher's immaturity. I guess is how I would say it.
Yeah. And then we see Paulie, he kind of vents to Paulie, and Paulie's like, hey, look at me, man. I've been doing this my entire life. I just want to know what stood out to you guys in that conversation. Was it just, solidifying?
Yeah, I think that it solidifies Christopher's trajectory too, of like, he's more like Paulie than like Tony B. Like a soldier, but not a soldier that's doing it just for the loyalty. Like he has ulterior motives. He wants to rise up. He wants to be, beloved by Tony and in his good graces. And when he's not, they're kind of throwing a fit. There is a clear parallel between Paulie and Christopher in that way. And I think that Christopher is kind of seeing like, no matter what I do, this is what I'm going to be in this box of like being a Paulie type figure.
We also see Johnny is still not believing Tony. And it feels like now we're developing to a side where, it can turn to Tony versus Johnny, or because now there's some uncertainties there. Just wondering, Charlie, what stood out to you and how that narrative is now developing?
I mean, I think both sides have each other found out now at this point. So there is going to be some level of feud there, but they have to be careful, obviously, because it can get really messy. I don't really know how they're going to handle it, because they can't just have all out gang war.
No,
right?
they won't. No.
But I feel like Tony's going to have to be very strategic in how he handles Johnny. So
yeah, for me, I'm wondering how Tony's going to strategize all of this now, understanding what he has to do.
Yeah, it's a question, right? Because like, does he then just pick Little Carmine's side because they have a common enemy? That would be the logical conclusion. Or does he keep trying to play it off until Little Carmine just eventually deals with Johnny, or Johnny eventually needs Tony's help to deal with Little Carmine? Like there's multiple ways to kind of play this, but he's kind of running out of options, especially as time goes on. Johnny's making it very clear that he knows, and he doesn't. He's calling bullshit. And Johnny's too smart, bro. Like lying to him, I think, was one of the dumbest choices that Tony could have made. But I mean, it's hard to see what other option, right?
Yeah, what is he gonna do? Just wondering.
Yeah.
Carmela, she got back at Tony. Loves the pool, and he was like, "Let me just take the water out, messing up the bills. We don't want the bills being too expensive." But we saw him act like a little kid. I think it just showcased his anger issues throughout the entire episode, right?
Yeah.
Just to keep that narrative flowing.
But
what did something else stood out to you guys about their dynamic in this episode?
Well, yeah, I think the most important thing that happened was at the end of that little spat, he's in the kitchen and he was like reminiscing, like it wasn't all bad. And then we see her at school. Mr. Wegler is like, I wish I would have called. And she's like, I'm getting back with my husband. And it was like almost like this defense mechanism of like reverting back to what she knows and what's, what she's comfortable with, even though like Tony caused plenty of, pain and destruction in her life. She is on some level very comfortable with him. So I think that's why she defaulted to that answer. Does that mean that there's something actually there? I have no idea. But I think they showed that on purpose. So I don't know how that'll end up. But I feel like it's almost inevitable at some point they're gonna not like get back together like everything's nice and warm and fuzzy, but for some reason they're gonna need to like just
deal with it
and be continue to be married and just tolerate each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how it'll go, but that's what I envision.
Yeah. I see that outcome too.
He's like a protector for her still, right? That's how she sees him. So I think that immediately when she saw Mr. Wegler and whatever, it's like, oh, I'm getting back with my husband. It's like using Tony as a form of protection.
Yeah. I think the way I've seen Carmela's character develop, I always go back to that conversation she had with that therapist. Every single time when I see these dynamics occurring with her and Tony's relationship is like the only way which she can truly, I think, get out, like put herself away from the situation is, like you said, you have to get out.
Yeah.
You have to remove yourself from the family. But can Carmela actually do that?
Right.
That's the question that we're always consistently going to be asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, did I forgot anything else that we missed? No, I think we're good, y'all.
Yeah, it was a pretty like
yeah,
focused episode on a couple different topics. So
yeah,
easy one.
With that being said, y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. We love you guys and see you soon for more Tony Tuesday. Stay beautiful, y'all.
See ya.